Hawks have been showing up all over the place. Last week, on two separate occasions, a hawk flew in escort position ahead of me on the road for quite a distance before moving off into the trees. Maybe you've seen them too. I've channeled messages from Hawk previously, but never anything like this. Hold on to your hat because this is one wild roller coaster of a ride. You've got my attention. What is it you want to say? First, thank you for noticing. Not everyone does, despite our best efforts. We're feeling a shift in Earth's gravitational field, which has disrupted our normal peaceful existence. We're reaching out to alert you of this shift so that you might prepare. For ourselves, we're staying closer to home and family so that should anything threatening come our way, we'll have safety in numbers. We urge you to do the same. This may not be the best time to travel far from your nest. Gather those you love close and see to their needs. There's no need for fear and panic. You and we can weather this disruption. Keep your eyes open. Pay attention to anything out of the ordinary. Make sure you have adequate supplies in case you need to hunker down while the dark shadow passes. What do you mean, dark shadow? Like the shadow of death? Yes and no. Death may be a part of it, but there's more. This is a feeling like Gaia is about to give birth, or perhaps shed her old skin as she transforms. That's what we've been able to figure out so far. It may be more far-reaching than that, but this is what we know now. We are the early alert system, spreading the word far and wide to the life forms who will be impacted. Some of you may get quite shaken up. Hawk's words prompt a vision of the ground collapsing in places like an earthquake. You can expect wildly shifting weather patterns as Gaia goes through her metamorphosis, floods and things like that brutal winter you've been hearing about. You may wish to emulate the bears and practice hibernation. I'm seeing fuel shortages forcing people to limit their travel, paved roads buckling as they're first thrust up and then fall back down, breaking into an impassable mess. What else, Hawk? Do you know how long this phase of shifting will take? That we cannot say, for just like birthing a child takes the time it takes, so too will Gaia's metamorphosis. Unfortunately, this will take a toll on your infrastructure. Send Gaia love and light as she labors to evolve. It will ease her transition, and she will appreciate your assistance. It's the least you can do given all she's done for you. I'm seeing extraterrestrial ships emerging from their hidden place inside Earth. If what I just saw is true, can we expect extraterrestrials to make themselves known as they come to the aid of Gaia? No, they will keep their distance. The time has not yet arrived for them to freely interact with the general population. You may find yourselves quite busy cleaning up and repairing once this phase of Gaia's transformation ends. Do you mean there will be more such phases? That is correct, although there will be a space of time between phases. That serves everyone's best interest. Do you know how many phases there will be? No, that I do not know. We've only been told about the impending transformation so that we might sound the alert, giving all life on the planet time to make their preparations. If the infrastructure is going to suffer devastation, roads and bridges become impassable, should we prepare to temporarily relocate to a place where supplies will be in closer proximity? If that is an option for you, otherwise you may wish to make like a prepper in the short term to ensure you have what you need. Can you tell us how long we need to hibernate? Would a month be long enough? We cannot say with certainty. However, a month's supply used wisely should support you until you're able to travel and restock. Is that why the shadow? Many will perish during this phase? Only those who are ready for their transition. Do not worry about them. Make your preparations so that you will be as comfortable as possible. It may be a long while before what you think of as normal returns. Now I'm seeing helicopters flying overhead dropping off supplies. They're dropping meal replacement packages, MREs. That's a good suggestion given electricity could be out for an extended period. Don't forget about water. Is there somewhere in walking distance where you can get water? You may need to get a water filter in case the source is not pure. Canned food, powdered milk, rice and beans, all of those options run across the viewing screen of my consciousness. Do you have a timeline for when we can expect this infrastructure disruption? Do we have a month to prepare? More? Less? You will have at least 5 weeks, maybe more. Will this happen all at once to the entire planet, or will it show up sporadically here and there? Before Hawk can answer, I receive a vision of a buttoned up raincoat that's too small for the wearer. As the pressure builds, buttons start popping off until they are no more, and this enormous belly comes bursting out. It's like a cartoon. Is that a metaphor for Gaia giving birth, I wonder? Hawk, this message is very disturbing. I don't know how I'm going to responsibly share it without causing a great deal of fear and panic. That is where you're wrong. This message is actually hopeful, as it means the shift is accelerating. Yes, it will be uncomfortable. There will be many challenges. However, isn't it preferable to be forewarned, prepared, able to survive to see the next phase? No need to panic. Make your plan. Use your internet for tips, strategies, and suppliers. Call upon your angels to guide you. That intuition you've been honing will be called upon to help you make the best choices. Some will be better served by temporarily relocating, while others will be able to lay in enough supplies to weather the storm. Haven't you been listening to all of Metatron's warnings about preparedness? Plan B, C, and D? Well, this is what he was talking about. It's not a joke, a hoax, or fear-mongering. It's just the truth. We Hawk travel far and wide. Our clarity of vision serves us well so that we might bring you this message. We've been on high alert for some time, which is why you may have noticed more of our kind than usual in the recent past. You may see even more of us as we move closer to the breakthrough metamorphosis. Watch for us. When you see an increase in activity, you will know the time is drawing near. To reiterate, remain calm, make your plans, call upon your angels to guide and protect you. That part is especially important. Sometimes in situations that cause fear and panic, you forget, to your own detriment. Your angels are limited in how they can help if you don't ask. How many times has Metatron urged you to call upon your angels for every little thing? You want to consciously call them on a regular basis so that it becomes a reflex action, which will be triggered during times of great need. That's why you would be wise to keep toning your muscle, connecting and listening over and over and over again. Your connection needs to be natural and easy, like breathing. Do you see now why the timing of the 21-day meditation challenge was critical? You still have time. Practice every day as often as you can. Make your preparations. Gather your loved ones close, just as we will do. You are stronger together than alone. Should you feel fear rising, stop and meditate. Short or long, whatever best serves. Call your angels into the meditation. Allow them to fill you with vital force energy to shore up your faith and confidence and help you sustain peace and calm. This is the time you've been waiting for. You can do this. And remember, you will never be alone. Cue the angels singing, "You'll Never Walk Alone." At this point, I'm a little more than freaked out, so I summoned help. Metatron, are you there? Always. Why did this message come from Hawk rather than you? Hawk wanted to be of service. They've got a stake in the coming metamorphosis too. Besides, I've delivered this message over and over in many different ways. It was time you heard another voice with a different inflection to bring home to you the reality of what comes next. What Hawk described is much different than I expected. You keep saying it's a psychic battle. This is sounding like a dystopian nightmare. Let's break it down so you can better wrap your head around it. Two major transitions are happening. First, there's Gaia's rebirthing. It will be what it will be. The life she sustains will need to be strategic, wise, and flexible to survive the wild ride as she goes through her metamorphosis. Many of you will survive. Your soul journey will take you through and beyond to Earthtopia, just as we have promised, if that is what you desire. Second, there is the psychic battle, which is even now ongoing. You've done well to remain standing against the dark forces thus far, and you will continue. You'll need to be vigilant, though, as they will resort to all manner of trickery and reality distortion to yank you off your path. Be smarter than they. Call upon your angels. Have faith and confidence in yourself that you can remain steadfastly aligned with your soul as you travel onwards with your fellow lightworkers. Don't forget to celebrate the victories along the way. No matter how small, acknowledge them. Be in gratitude for all that is and all that you are. Amp up divine creator light that burns within you so that it might be a beacon for those sharing your path, as well as those seeking a more enlightened way. Metatron, is it really true that in as little as 5 weeks our world will go topsy-turvy with upheaval? It will not be long. The timeline may shift a little as so much is in flux right now with world events, and of course Gaia's labor progress. However, the time is drawing nigh. We encourage you to prepare as if it's a definite 5 weeks. Then if it's a bit longer, you can relax a little in the interim. Even in the midst of the turmoil, remember, self-care. Especially take care of your psyche. Regular meditation and connection with your angels will encourage and sustain you. In each day, do what you can to move forward on your path, whether it's traversing the same old trails or new, slightly curvier ones, like buckled roads. There is nothing coming that you cannot handle with the assistance of your angels. Yes, there will be hard choices. Just remember to make the very best ones at the time and keep moving. It's more important than ever before not to allow yourself to get sucked into the muck and mire. Keep the energy flowing. Keep your eyes focused on the path ahead, not on the past and not on the ground, other than to watch for obstacles over which you must traverse. With that, Metatron pulls us, because this message is for all of us, into a warm, reassuring angel embrace. Your body is encased in divine love, which is even now coursing through your veins, filling every nook and cranny with vital force energy. It's like a divine filling station. Remember this vision. Remember how it felt. Return to it anytime you need shoring up. It's perpetually available. Finally, with a gentle kiss on your forehead, Metatron moves to depart, leaving you to absorb the message before you set about creating your preparedness plan. Before he got too far away, I called him back because there were more unanswered questions. Metatron, is this thing in 5 weeks Armageddon a nuclear event? Is there a nuclear event in any way connected with Gaia's rebirthing? No, the coming events will disrupt any such plans that might be in the works. Will Ukraine still be engaged in battle when the disruption begins? A vision of hands shaking a big rug which dislodges Putin, who is sent flying with a stunned look on his face. The conflict appears to be wrapping up so that Ukraine will be able to turn their attention to riding the wave of Gaia's transformation. Does this mean literal wave like a tsunami? It is metaphorical. Are any of the events described by Hawk metaphorical? Some are metaphorical, others are literal. Another vision, objects that look like spaceships are bursting out of Gaia, causing the roads to buckle and infrastructure to crumble. They've been secreted deep inside Earth for eons, waiting for this time of rebirthing to emerge. Are you saying these ships will be showing up in approximately 5 weeks? Yes. Am I going crazy? Is this really true? Because this is an awful lot to take on faith. You are not crazy. We have long prophesied these events. We have done everything in our power to prepare you, just as you have done much preparatory work through many lifetimes. Do not be dismayed. There is cause for excitement as the time to take a stand for love and light approaches. It's time for the light workers to join in common purpose, beaming their love light out into the world in a sonic boom that will ripple across the planet, changing your world in the most profound way. This period need not be protracted. Joined in intention and purpose, together you can rapidly affect change. Why do you think we've been telling you to work on strengthening your sea legs? All of our messages have been purposeful. Did you think we were playing games? No, it's not that. I guess it's just that now when you say 5 weeks, I'm a little freaked out at the mammoth undertaking and extreme challenge. I'll do my best to remain calm and share the message, even though I'm struggling to wrap my head around the 5 weeks part. It was easier to take when it was somewhere out there in the future. Yet, you have been champing at the bit to get on with it. What you failed to recognize is that you've been getting on with it all this time. Each message delivered and shared led to baby stepping forward towards this time. If all of this is happening in 5 weeks, is it a wise use of my time to continue with a meditation book? Absolutely. You and everyone should continue on with your plans and goals. Life does not stop now, and the meditations will be a comfort to many during the challenges to come. Gaia's rebirthing may be protracted, proceeding slowly for some time until her water breaks and labor accelerates. Or it may happen all at once. Not unlike a human delivery, there is a great variety of experience. At the moment, it appears that it will be the former. Thus, you'll have more time before things start getting really shaken up. Do your best not to obsess over the coming events. Stay present in the moment, continuing to do all that you can each day. Practice gratitude. Send love and light to one and all. Blanket the planet in that love and light because it will soothe Gaia and positively impact her labor. You see, you really have more power than you know. If enough of you focus love and light on Gaia, her rebirthing could be slow and smooth, resulting in far less devastation to your infrastructure. The sky is the limit in terms of what you can accomplish. That's what it means to be the creator of your reality. We've shown you the projected future. However, you can still change it into something better. That's the challenge laid out before you. Go into fear and panic, leading to massive destruction and death, or remain calm, stand in your power, and change the experiences into something wonderful so that Earthtopia is birthed with a gentle sigh. Yes, you really do have that much power. Are you getting the picture now? With that, the message ended. I was left feeling like I just went on a mind-altering trip. Maybe you're feeling the same way, like a ball in a pinball machine getting batted all over the place. Or maybe not. I hope you're able to absorb the message and lean into the positive. From what I saw, it won't be the entire Earth that experiences death and infrastructure collapse. As Gaia labors, it's like her body undulates. In a previous message, Metatron said this was her Kundalini awakening, so that kind of makes sense. Where the stress points will erupt is anyone's guess. It's not as if this is purposefully directed at any place in particular. Therefore, preparation is the word of the hour. I don't want to belabor the point. Rather, I want to share with you how I was finally able to put this message into perspective. At first, I was shaking in my boots, terrified. Mostly, I was worried about the horses. If our roads are impassable, we'll be trapped on top of the mountain. We won't be able to get to family who may need help. And what about the animals? Yeah, I can lay in extra hay. I can get food and water supplies ready. Maybe it will be enough. If it's not, the horses won't understand. Eventually, they'll break out and go scrounging for food. If it comes to that, we may be forced to put them down. And how without access to a vet? The horror of that possibility flooded my senses, followed by a rough few hours of processing the message. Visions of biblical prophets who balked at the enormity of what was asked of them flashed before my eyes. I suddenly had great empathy for them. How? How can I possibly deliver a message like this? It's too much. I just want to walk away and enjoy retirement with my husband. And yet, I made this commitment. I must have been really busy in the astral planes while sleeping, as I awoke calmer and with a vision of Metatron holding me safely in his arms. He gently reminded me that none of those horrors need come to pass if the light workers put forth effort to change that reality, making the transition easier on Gaia and, by extension, us. He also poked some at me for dancing with all those dark thoughts, causing myself unnecessary distress. Then he tightened his embrace to remind me that I was not now or ever alone. There's nothing to fear when you've got Metatron on your side. And guess what? He's on your side too. So there you have it, my friends. Take your time absorbing the message. If it helps, you'll find a written version on Medium so that you can take it one piece at a time. If you have questions, please comment below. I'll do my best to answer. Thank you for watching until the very end. This message is vitally important, and we all deeply appreciate your diligence and consideration. This is Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, signing off until next time.